Slick Wash is specially designed for power sport and motorsport vehicles that encounter heavy dirt and mud, and formulated to clean surfaces without stripping the lubrication from bearings or pivot points. Slick Wash is a biodegradable, non-corrosive cleaning solution designed specifically to remove heavy dirt and mud from surfaces. Each bottle contains 32 ounces of super concentrated liquid solution, which can easily be mixed with water to make up 4 gallons of wash. Each bottle of Slick Wash is made and packaged in the USA. Slick Wash is a non-corrosive formula, making it safe for use on paint, plastic, and metal surfaces, and easily rinses away without leaving a sticky residue. Using Slick Wash is a quick and easy 3-step process. Begin by mixing 8 ounces of concentrate with 1 gallon of water. Using a pump sprayer applicator saves time when applying and also reduces waste. Apply Slick Wash to the entire vehicle, saturating any dirty or muddy areas, and agitate using the Slick Scrub brush. For best results, keep it moist and let it soak for 3 to 5 minutes. Rinse the vehicle with water using a pressurized nozzle and dry with a slick microfiber towel. Slick Wash always offers a safe and easy cleaning experience for powersport and motorsport vehicles. If you have any questions about our Slick Wash, please refer to the support tab on our website where you can easily contact the Slick team.
Alrighty, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the gRaceland Shootout series, brought to you by iRacing.com. 78 degrees humidity here, or air temperature I should say, 45% humidity, partly cloudy weather, 2-mile-an-hour wind gust, 115 degree track temperature. This racetrack is a scorcher out here. All this action brought to you by Raging Ron Piles here with the Hardy Sports TV Broadcast Network. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Welcome back. We're at the Michigan International Speedway in Brooklyn, Michigan. I have been to this racetrack before. This is one of my very few stops I've made on my circuit around the world, and it was a fun trip. I was about 15 or 16 when I was there, so this has been about 20-ish years ago. Um, give or take a few. Anyway, we're working through the season, and right now we got 7 drivers, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And I'm sure Michigan would love to see 78 degrees right now, especially in Brooklyn. Speaking of that, while we got a moment, I'm going to look that up and see what we're looking at here. Brooklyn, Michigan. See what the weather looks like. I doubt that it's actually 78 degrees there. We're going to find out. How is a cool 35 sound? Let's see. And they got thunderstorm, flash flooding, and all kinds of good stuff going on up there. I'm not showing any latency issues on my end. And no drop frames. Alright. Well, we've been close to that here. Anyway, we also want to thank our camera sponsors here, TrackCams22.com and SimRatMarket.com for helping us out on this with this weather, or with the camera stuff here. So 2-mile-an-hour wind gust, not going to affect the cars too much, so we'll get rid of that off the screen. The drivers can get ready to roll. Should be good. I got sound on my end. Plenty of sound over here. Am I announcing my? Yeah, everything's good here. Sounds good. You're not gonna hear any cars or anything. There you go. That's it. I was paused there for a moment. I was getting the weather. Alrighty. So speaking, we're gonna take a look at our sponsors here once again that make this all possible for us to get along through the gRaceland Shootout series. So first and foremost, Richard Suddeth for allowing us to be here, and you guys for checking us out each and every week. And all the drivers that show up put on a great show. 50 laps the distance in most of the shows here. And it is a little chillier here tonight. I want to thank Butt Kicker for coming on board, sponsoring the series, the Gamer Plus. Also want to thank 5 Star Beverages, as well as DUI Performance Distributors, Davis Unified Ignitions. So thanks to them once again. We'll thank our sponsors here along the way. I'm tongue-tied this week. It just sucks. I want to thank Insurance Centers Incorporated for coming on board with us. Genmar Services. Slick Products USA. Braden Dillinger and the gang at Throttle Smashers Performance, Dallas, Pennsylvania. Premier Racing Setups. Of course, TrackCams22, TrackCams for Gourmets, as well as SimRatMarket.com. It is getting colder. Yes, we actually have snow in the forecast here in West Virginia for the next week. Into this weekend some a little bit, and I'm not looking forward to that. So we'll look at our point standings coming into tonight's event here. And Philip Temples has your point leader with 208 points. Tight battle there. Anthony Bledsoe 7 points back with 201 in second. Billy Stanley is third in the points, 190 points there. He's 18 points out of the point lead. Not exactly hard to get to, but he's gonna have to get some fantastic finishes and a couple of wins coming up here in order to defeat that. As Eric Blunt is fourth in the points, 186 points. He's tied with James Napier in fifth. So your top 5 to get that tie there. 2 points back is David Cox with 104 points. 184 points, excuse me. Adam Roberson in 7th with 183 points. Terry Walters is 8th with 180 points. Greg Myers is 9th with 174 points. Running at your top 10 is Richard Suddeth In 10th with 173 points. Charlie Parker is 11th with 90 points. Gordon Larson Jr. is 12th with 82 points. BJ Mackey moving up to 13th with 48 points. Randy Bledsoe is 14th with 45 points. And Robert Lynch Jr. rounds out your 15 cars competing here with 44 points. So drivers having a great point season thus far. And they'll continue to do so. And we'll have to reload the overlay here to get rid of those. And we'll look at qualifying action is live. So we'll get the ticker showed up, or not ticker, but the tower. Click on the right stuff here. And I was worried there because some stuff was not showing up, but we'll kick up the cameras here as the drivers are underway for qualifying action here at the Michigan International Speedway, MIS, for the Graceland Shootout iRacing Series. Looking for the first lap time to get laid down as the field working their way through turns 3 and 4. Watching the 28, the Javelin of Adam Roberson. Javelin Ford Mustang. As Philip Temples, looks like the 18 of Anthony Bledsoe will be the first one across the line with the lap time. It's going to clock in at a 41.300. Adam Roberson going to go second quick, 41.309. Quick time, Philip Temples, no surprise there. He goes to the top of the charts, 41.274. 41.274 for Philip Temples. He's on top of the charts here. We have 6 drivers on the racetrack right now. Greg Myers, the only one still sitting on the pit box, awaiting time to come to the racetrack. And you see Billy Stanley there in the number 8, making his way around the speedway. And this time by, looks like Richard Sudduth is out there as well. Going to put a lap time in for him. And he will clock in. Let's see, at a black flag. I don't know if the lap time is going to count. Philip Temple's at a furrow black flag. His second lap is best lap, 41.274 for Philip Temples. Temple's quick time thus far. See Richard Sudduth on your screen right now. The Victory Sim sponsored Chevy Camaro. He'll be the 6th driver to lay a lap time down. This time across the stripe, this lap counts for Richard Sudduth. It will come in at a 41.476, 6th quick. Bottom of the chart for the time being across the stripe. No, Adam Roberson down pit road here. Looks like we got a couple late arrivals. We got 8 drivers checked in right now. Greg Myers, David Cox, yet to lay down a lap time. And kind of hard to come in here and put down a lap after you haven't had any practice. Going to come in cold. Cold tires, cold to the racetrack. Not sure what to expect. As you get out there and get after it, you might find yourself wishing you would have done something a little bit better. Get yourself some lap times under your belt to get into this race. So Philip Temple's still quick time. Anthony Bledsoe's second quick right now, 41.300. Third quick, Adam Roberson's 41.409. Billy Stanley, fourth quick, 41.426. The 19 of David Cox is set out on the speedway. He will try to put down some lap times here. See if he can get to the top of the charts in that number 19. David Cox, usually a great front runner here. In that Mopar Dodge Challenger in the 19. I think he's got Challenger there. I don't remember exactly if that's what's on the back of it. Maybe a Charger. There's a Charger on his car. Granted, these are stickers. Warm-up lap is complete. He will start his first time lap. Back end looks a little bit loose there through 1 and 2, and he's going to run out of time. He won't get that lap time in. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and track side for the play of the national anthem. We'll be back live with our starting lineup. So please rise, remove your hats, place your hands over your hearts around our nation's colors with the playing of the Star Spangled Banner and the nation's national anthem.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Alrighty, so your starting lineup looks like this. Starting on the inside of the front row on the pole is going to be the number 17 of Philip Temples. Starting in position number 2 is the 18 of Anthony Bledsoe. Starting inside of row number 2 in the third spot's Adam Robertson, the 28 Heavily Ford Mustang. His outside will be the number 8 Chevrolet of Billy Stanley. Starting inside of row number 3 is James Napier in the Royal Purple number 1. To his outside is going to be the 95 Richard Sutter. Inside of row number 4, is Greg Myers in the number 2. And to his outside is the 19 of David Cox. His lap number 1 is underway. The green flag is out. And away we go down into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. And Philip Temples in the Meineke Chevrolet looking strong here already. He's got company. Anthony Bledsoe to the outside. As Adam jumped the gun on me and forced the start while we were doing things, so I changed the way we did things a little bit tonight and was adjusting some stuff. So, like to do it a little bit different, but that's alright. So, Philip Temples right now out front, your race leader. And third right now, Adam Robertson not letting this one go away. Anthony Bledsoe's battling to the outside. And that 5-star beverage is 18. The 17 Meineke Chevrolet of Philip Temples working the inside once again, looking for another win here. He's 49 laps away from it. As he continues to lead out front. Billy Stanley, Adam Robertson, all part of this battle. Stanley right now in the 4th spot. He is tucked up under Adam Robertson. He's going to go to the inside as they roll through turns 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, plenty of room here at the Michigan International Speedway to get around. And almost contact between Temples and Bledsoe. Temples will be credited with the lead that time by. Setting new good lap times for everybody. Billy Stanley has the fastest lap of the race right now as these tires still getting warmed up. Another lap or so and they will be at peak temperature and should be able to stick to the racetrack pretty good and not have to worry about being loose until they start to wear. But right now, here comes Bledsoe to the inside of Philip Temples, looking for the race lead. He has it for now, battling back on the outside. Temples gets a little loose, going to keep it rolling. Down the first straight through the tri-oval this time by, credited with the lap lead, it will be It's like Philip Temples was credited with the lead of that lap. Well, there we go. 6 cars throw a blanket over and battling for the lead. Temples pulls ahead. Here comes Roberson to the outside of the 18. Gets the draft from the 17 of Temples as they go down the back straightaway. The 28 pulls tight to the 17. Reeling in all of the track position here. Going to pull right behind Richard South, pulls to the back of the 18. Here comes Billy Stanley to the inside now in the 8 car. Great action going on thus far, lap 4 of 50. We'll get this out of the way. We'll move forward with our first Elvis Presley this day in history fact number 1. These may look a little different. I did preset these yesterday. In 1956, Elvis, Gene Smith, and the band flew from Shreveport to San Diego for Elvis's next television appearance after his last appearance on the Louisiana Hayride. This is the number 1. We do have enough there to go through. So we'll do the next one, lap 15. As Philip Temples is starting to set sail here with the race lead. Here comes Billy Stanley to the inside of the 28 now. Battle for the 3rd spot, heating up. Adam Roberson has it. Thought that pull down to the bottom was it's a little premature. Stanley on the brake pedal. Has to lift momentarily, getting back to it now. Have to run back down Adam Roberson's 28. The Haviland car. Haviland sponsored Ford. Anthony Bledsoe not pulling off the back bumper. The 17 of Temples. Great action here at the Michigan International Speedway early in the race here as we're not even a fifth of the way home yet. Roberson goes to the inside, looks for position number 2. He has it currently. Does he have enough when they go into 1? Temple's your race leader. Oh, a little contact there potentially between the 8 and the 95 of Summit and Billy. They're able to keep it going. And then it looks like Adam Roberson settles for 3rd for the time being as they roll down the back straightaway. David Cox and Greg Myers, a little bit of contact there. Looks like they've kind of slowed each other down. Still rolling along now. Contact between the 18 and the 17. Battle for the race lead. Bledsoe once at Temples has it. Coming across the front straight away. Credited with the lap. It'll go to Philip Temples. Once again, lap 7 led by Philip Temples. Working lap number 8. Now contact the race leader. Bledsoe gets him loose a little bit. Roberson is right there to collect on it. Not able to do anything with it yet. David Cox is on pit road. David Cox has had issues with the 19 car. Has a meatball flag. We're gonna, oh, contact once again. These guys all over each other. Take a look at David Cox momentarily, and damage to the right front of that car. He's made hard contact with the outside wall. Battle for the race lead still continues. Adam Roberson credited with that lap. That 28 car slipped into the race lead. And almost Temples drives the quarter panel down to the right front of the 28. The 28 slips into the 2nd spot right in front of Anthony Bledsoe's 18 car. Billy Stanley laying in wake, watching all this happen right in front of him. Oh, Temples gets loose, slides up the racetrack. A little dirty air off the 28, pulling in behind him. Here goes Stanley to the high side now. Thought he was going to try to pull that draft. Not going to be able to do it. He's going to look for that 3rd spot now as Temples falls to 3rd. Here comes Billy Stanley to the inside. He'll try to take over the 3rd position from the 17 of Temples now. James Napier, fastest lap of the race so far, 41.187. 41.187, fastest lap of the race for James Napier in the 1 car. He is right behind Billy Stanley. Stanley in the 4th spot. A little dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge for the 18 of Anthony Bledsoe. He goes to the race lead as they enter turn 3. Oh, and he gets the apron. He's going to get a little loose. He's going to lose wholesale positions. Here we go. Battle for the race lead. It is Temples and Roberson as they touch off of turn 4 through the tri-oval. Temples with the race lead now. He'll be credited with that lap again. So 8 laps led by Philip Temples. Roberson will be credited for 2, and he's still battling back hard on the outside. Great battle for the lead. Roberson gets loose. Tries to throw the crossover on the 17 of Temples. Down the back straightaway. Side by side momentarily here. We'll see he's going to pull alongside as they roll into turn 3. The 17 is going to come down along Temples, makes contact with the 28. All these cars are looking like they're just a tick loose as Billy Stanley's not going to stick his nose into the battle for the race lead. That lap credited to Adam Roberson, who have led 3 laps, looking for number 4. He's got a hungry pack behind him. Temple's your race leader right now. Roberson to the inside. 5 cars battling for the race lead on lap 12. Down the back straightaway, lap 12 of 50. David Cox has returned to the racetrack. He's used his fast repair. He is back on the racing surface. Temples and Roberson side by side. James Napier on the move is up from 5th to 3rd. Battling potentially for the 2nd spot. Roberson will be credited with this lap as well. Give that one to him. Lap number 4 he's led. Billy Stanley and Richard Sudduth back there doing battle for position as well. We'll watch they don't make contact back there. That's a battle that's kind of outside of where they want to be. I gotta save that for later, but I mean, you gotta pass people to get there, so. Philip Temples is your race leader right now. Lap 13 of 50. Oh, contact! Roberson is loose! So is Temples. Temples on the outside wall. Caution flag is out! Oh no, Greg Myers! Hard contact for the 2. Oh my goodness. What is happening here? We're going to roll this back to the Insurance Centers Incorporated instant replay brought to you by Hard Sports TV of this incident. Bringing out our first caution flag of the night here at the Michigan International Speedway. And Philip Temples gets loose on the high side of the racetrack. Drove that car beyond. Right there, just kicks loose into the wall. Drifts back down. Greg Myers, nowhere to go. Hard contact with that number 2 car. Little dirt track terminology coming in there from, well, he buried his cock in there for sure, and that's what happens when you do that. That's just how that goes. That's what unfolds when that happens right there. He unfolded all the yeet. Sure did. We're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at the cockpit camera here from Greg Myers coming into this. See the car coming back down the racetrack and. Grab a few gears and get it out of here. He's lucky that thing was still running. I don't know how. That was a hard hit to the right front. You hear it dragging. Took the hood and all off of that car. Oh, it did blow up. There he goes. It didn't run for very much longer. Alright, he'll get caught back up here. We're having a great race up front before all that ensued. So unfortunately that had to happen. Didn't even tell me that they even really had an issue there. No, not much at all. So that changes things a little. Let's go ahead and get this next fact out of the way. In 1957, Elvis performed at the Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo, New York, where he was backstage with fans. So with that being said, we're changing the lineup here. So with the change in lineup, now Billy Stanley is your race leader. Richard Sutton will restart second. Philip Temples will restart third somehow. Alright, so restarting fourth will be James Napier, Adam Robertson fifth, Anthony Bledsoe will be sixth, David Cox seventh, and Greg Myers is pit side. So not using his fast repair yet. Green flag's back out, and away we go. Let's look at resorted, restacked, and ready to roll again here down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. We'll check on this battle to be right out front. Here is Billy Stanley out front. He's being hounded by the 17 of Temples and the 95 of Richard Sutton on the outside. And Billy Stanley will lead here on lap 17 down the back straightaway. Greg Myers has returned to the racing surface. And alrighty, so that's taken care of as they roll into turns 3 and 4. Battle for the 4th spot. Adam Robertson and James Napier going at it. Robertson on the inside, Napier on the outside in the 1 car. Down through the tri-oval, and Billy Stanley will be credited with leading a lap. For the Philip Temples will take the race lead back on the outside. Billy Stanley will battle back to the inside. I believe that Philip Temples came in for a set of tires. And Billy Stanley has not. So that is the difference in speed between the two drivers. So Billy Stanley will fall to second now. Philip Temples your race leader. Richard Sutton is in the 3rd spot now. He came in as well. As they roll down through the tri-oval, lap 18 of 50. They'll begin lap number 19. Anthony Bledsoe, new overall best lap time, 41.075, 41.075. That is a blistering fast lap time. James Napier, 41.187 is the next lap closest to it. Is great battle for the 2nd spot. Now Richard Sutton's looking to the inside of the 8 of Billy Stanley. And here comes Adam Robertson. He wants to make it 3 wide for 2nd. And he will. 3 wide, going to turn 3. Watch the contact. Got plenty of room, boys. Plenty of room. Billy will put it to the wall. We're thinking 4 wide now. Look out, James Napier. 3 wide here through the tri-oval. Man, what a tight battle. They're going to make it 2 wide now as they roll into turn 1. Richard Sutton will take over the 2nd spot. Sutton's going to slip up in front of Stanley. Stanley lifts a little bit, drives out to the wall. Going to go back to 3 wide again, maybe. Wow. Tight racing here. The 28 of Robertson to the inside of the 8. I thought James Napier was going to stick his nose in between them. Did not happen. Here we go. Adam Robertson now in the middle, it looked like. No, here we go. Still side by side. Going to have to twinkle toes it. On lap 21 of 50, we're on board with Richard Sutton from the second running position. Looking at the back of Philip Temples. Lap 21 of 50, almost halfway home. Great racing action. Anthony Bledsoe reeling in Richard Sutton, Billy Stanley, and Adam Robertson doing battle back and forth now between the 8 and the 28. Billy Stanley trying to hold off James Napier and Adam Robertson. He drives down a little bit. The 1 checks the brakes. Hit the binders. Almost made contact. Stanley drives off a turn 2 up the racetrack down the back straightaway. Philip Temples with the race lead over Anthony Bledsoe, Richard Sutton, Billy Stanley rounding out your top 4 right now. Adam Robertson is in 5th as we're on board with Billy Stanley looking at Richard Sutton and the 18 of Anthony Bledsoe in battle for the 2nd spot now. 2nd and 3rd positions under fire. Here comes Robertson now in the 28 looking to the inside of Billy Stanley down the front straightaway. As they roll into turns 1 and 2. Robertson, oh, saw the spin. Stanley clobbers him. Not good for the 8 car. Caution flag is out. Billy Stanley will have to use that faster pair already. Take a look at the instant replay here. Richard Sutton just got loose. We're on board with Billy Stanley. See the 95 just get loose. It was just too late. Take it back one more time. The 95 just gets loose. I think anyway. That might have been contact between him and the 18. Yep, the 95 drove up the racetrack, got into the 18, and turned around. Billy Stanley nowhere to go coming off of that. Did not drift up the racetrack high enough to miss the 95, and we go on board with the 95 as he rolls to the corner here. There's the contact. Spin. And Stanley hits him. He didn't have a chance to even see him coming. Back up, do one more here. So I believe that's our 3rd caution on the Horror Esports TV instant replay. Usually it tells 2nd caution. Okay. Wish that would show up somewhere else. So 26 laps remaining. And so let's see here. Yeah, he already got that fast repair and got everything taken care of. He's ready to rock, ready to get back in action now with 1 lap to green. They'll roll down the front straightaway is 1969. Elvis met some fans outside his California home at 1174 Hillcrest Drive. We have one more Elvis history fact, and then we have our random yet, so that'll put us in lap like 45, I believe. Well, it was always about the crowd. You know, you gotta support your fan base, keep everybody happy. You know, gotta bring the best out of everybody. So, Greg Myers will return to the racetrack. It said he's out, but he was in the pit, so he must have got out of the car for a moment. As we get back to green, halfway home cross flags. We'll get 24 laps remain here as they cross the start-finish line. And go back to green flag action. The field rolling off of turn number 4 right now. Greg Myers just now halfway down the back straightaway. And on the loud pedal with James Napier, the green flag will come out. Away we go. Richard Sutton and James Napier lead us down back to the green flag. 24 laps remain. We have 4 different leaders thus far. Straight away behind is Greg Myers. We'll see if he can run them down and catch up. Side by side for the race lead. Battle ensues. Here comes the 18 of Bledsoe looking to the inside. Billy Stanley will have to watch now. He's used up that faster pair. I believe they only get 1 per race. 1 per race event. As the field working their way through turns 3 and 4. Look at the run. Richard Sutton's going to get on the high side off at turn number 4. How close will that bring him to these drivers? He's going to be up to speed. Going to gain a little momentum here. Might max out that speedometer as they roll down the front straightaway through the tri-oval. Fuel mileage not going to be an issue here tonight. At the halfway point, they had a caution, able to keep rolling as we're on board. But the number 1 Royal Purple of James Napier as he's battling with the 18 of Anthony Bledsoe. Billy Stanley hanging out back there with David Cox in the 19. Needs to get this car moving forward a little bit here. Side by side for the race lead. Almost a 3-car battle for the race lead. Here comes Philip Temple sticking his nose to the inside. 3 cars to the race lead. They touch. No good. James Napier goes around. Caution flags out once again. James Napier around Hard Esports TV Insurance Centers Incorporated instant replay coming at you for caution flag number 3. James Napier goes around. Gets tangled up with a 17 of Temples. Great hands by James Napier to keep that car off the pit wall. And he'll throttle up and come back to the racing surface. Alrighty, here we go. Working their way through turns 1 and 2. The 1 to green signal back out. We're working our way down the back straight away. Let's go ahead and work on our 4th Elvis Presley fact this week. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way. We're 5 laps from it, so. In 1977, Elvis returned to Memphis and was admitted to Baptist Memorial Hospital where he stayed for 6 days. He also canceled the last 4 shows of his tour. So not his greatest moments, but unfortunately part of his history here on the great walk of life that we all go through. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. It didn't state. Back to green flag right now. And actually this this was unfortunately the time of his demise. AI overview says Elvis Presley was pronounced dead at Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee on August 16th of 1977 after being found unresponsive at his home in Graceland. So the that admittance would have been his when he went through the doors. Alrighty, so as we look, Anthony Bledsoe is your race leader. So he'll make our 5th different leader this in tonight's racing action with 19 laps remaining. Contact was about to happen. The 28 pulled his car down the racetrack and to come back up now, match the 17 of Temples. They roll off a turn number 4 through the tri-oval. And they'll look to challenge Anthony Bledsoe for the race lead. Bledsoe's out front. He's been hard to beat as he gets out front. We'll see if he's able to keep that car there. It's now Bledsoe, Roberson, and I think that Temples and Roberson as they battle out for the 2nd spot. And that's very probable, Diana. Richard Sudduth in 4th, running at your top 5 is James Napier. 6th is Billy Stanley. 7th is David Cox. And running out your 8-car field is Greg Myers. Still hanging in there in that number 2 car. And it's like Adam Roberson working to the inside of Temples. They didn't give him a month for when that happened. This would have been earlier in the year, so it has to be. Yeah, I agree, Beth. You're right. And that might be like Diana said. That might have been when he started to get really, really sick, and then July of that time frame for 1977 would have been when he passed. Because it said he stayed for 6 days, so it can't be his death. And that's probably what it was, Diana. You're right. Anthony Bledsoe and Adam Roberson once again doing battle for the race lead. Richard Sudduth trying to sneak back up there. He sneaks to the inside of Temples now. It happens, Diana. You're fine. Autocorrect anyways. As right now, Adam Roberson will take the race lead over Richard Sudduth. Anthony Bledsoe will slip to 3rd. Here comes Philip Temples in the 17 as well. Looking to the inside. 15 laps remain. Just random here. Things are heating up. Battles are going to get tight here. So, random quote. Elvis Presley said, "Ambition is a dream with a V8 engine." A quote often used to inspire determination in the pursuit of goals. Battle for the race lead. Richard Sudduth is up front. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing history here at the Michigan International Speedway. Richard Sudduth is challenging for the race lead with Adam Roberson. Maybe short-lived. Contact between Sudduth and the 18. And the 18 hardened the wall. Sudduth is still going forward in the 2nd position in the 95. Did not like what was going on there. He's got a little damage. The car's still driving fine. Adam Roberson is running away into the sunset. Billy Stanley is in 3rd. He's being challenged by James Napier and Philip Temples. Contact the 8 car into the 18, or into the 1. Saves it. Has to break break momentum a little bit there. Bledsoe back in position number 6. 13 laps to go, and we're racing like it's the last lap at Dega. Philip Temple's alongside of Richard Sudduth now. And Temples will move into the second position. And here comes Billy Stanley and James Napier to the inside and the outside. Richard Sudduth with 3 wide for the third spot. Sudduth slips into third momentarily. Stanley on the bottom. Sudduth's on the outside, looking for the extreme run off of the top of the racetrack. Down off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. 12 laps remain. Hanging on to the third spot. Billy Stanley now over Richard Sudduth. Stanley with less damage than the 95 should be able to maintain that position. Did rub doors momentarily as Philip Temples will look to try to take the lead from Roberson before this one's over. Billy Stanley in the third spot right now. Here comes James Napier. He pulls up behind Billy Stanley as they roll through turns 1 and 2 with 11 laps to go. The racing action here is hotter than a hot tamale. Adam Roberson, your race leader over Philip Temples. Temples trying to run him down. We have a car spun. It's the 2 of Greg Myers. Caution's out. Caution's out for the 2. Greg Myers is around. This will bring the field back together. Adam Roberson did not want to see Philip Temples get this close once again. And we'll take a look at what happened to the 2 of Greg Myers to bring out the caution. Greg Myers down the back straightaway by himself. Comes into turn 3 and it just breaks free. And around it goes. He locks it up, backs into the wall, gets the loop-de-loo around, able to keep the 19 of David Cox out of the 2 of Greg Myers. Myers will take his car back around to the lineup. It just broke free with 10 laps to go. All right, so our lap leaders so far tonight, Philip Temples has led 14 laps thus far. Leading 9 laps right now is Adam Roberson. Leading 8 laps of tonight's racing action is Anthony Bledsoe's 18. Leading 5 laps is Billy Stanley. Leading 3 laps of tonight's action is James Napier. And leading 1 lap thus far is Richard Sudduth. So we'll highlight that. We've got drivers coming down pit road. We got some takers. Anthony Bledsoe in the 18 is down. Richard Sudduth and David Cox all coming down pit road. Everybody else is going to stay out here. And let's see what we're going to do here. It looks like some damage fix for the 18. And he is going to do a little damage fix and he's away. Richard Sudduth has already used his fast repair. And we'll be awaiting some damage repair as well as the 19. I didn't see the damage, any damage on David Cox's ride, but he is going to get a little bit fixed on of his own there. So, looks like damage being repaired, optional damage for these drivers. And they'll get as much of this repaired as they can with 9 laps to go. Adam Roberson is currently your race leader. Take a brief pause momentarily while we get ready to go back to green for our 8-lap shootout, maybe 7. Looking for some stats here momentarily. Philip Temples will be looking for his 5th win this season. Anthony Bledsoe looking for win number 3. Just a little short information there. Adam Roberson still looking for his 1st win of the season. And the Haviland 28 Ford. As well as Billy Stanley and James Napier. Richard Sudduth also still looking for his 1st win of the season. He did lead a lap so far tonight. It can be done. Can it? Will he get it done? Is the other question. Be 7 to go at the drop of the green. Dun, 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 dun. The iRacing.com space car pulls to the pit road. It's going to be on Adam Roberson. Philip Temples will bring us down into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. He spun the tires. So did Temples. Roberson gets a great restart. Temples going to battle it back. Here comes Billy Stanley. They're going to touch with James Napier as they roll into turn 1. Napier jumps to the middle of the racetrack. Billy Stanley to the inside. Looks like Napier got a better run off. Here comes the 18 of Bledsoe to the inside of Stanley down the back straightaway. Bledsoe's going to take over the 4th position. Adam Roberson hangs onto the race lead in the 28, looking for his 1st win of the season. Temples hangs on to 2nd right now in the 17 Meineke Chevrolet. The Haviland Ford is out front off of turn number 4. 6 laps to go through the tri-oval. Into turn 1, it is the Haviland 28 of Roberson with the race lead. Temples in the Meineke 17 Chevy Camaro. Here comes James Napier in the 1. 3-car battle here potentially for the race lead with 6 to go. They roll through turns 3 and 4. Interest to 3 looks good. Here comes Temples to the inside. Closes the gap on the 28 as he drives out to the wall. Picks up the momentum coming out to the wall under the back of the 28. Can he make the dive? He's there. Into turn 1. Stays tucked up in line. Jumps to the outside. Runs the middle through the corner. James Napier jumps up higher. Here comes the crossover from the 17. Drives under the 28. The 28 drives up the racetrack. Allows the 17 to drive to the inside. Battle for the race lead. It is tight. They are side by side, and Philip Temples is a new race leader. Once again. Change in race lead position. Temples takes it over. Roberson slips back to P2. Napier was in 3rd. It has now belonged to Anthony Bledsoe. Napier is 4th. Richard Sudduth is 5th. Billy Stanley slips to 6th. David Cox is 7th. Greg Myers in 8th. We're side by side. Here comes Roberson back to the inside for the race lead. He has it momentarily 3 wide for 2nd right now in front of Billy Stanley. Battle's now getting wild with 4 laps to go. Adam Roberson and the 17 of Temple's gonna almost touch there as they roll into turn 3. This race is not over. It's far from over. Here comes Anthony Bledsoe. He wants to stick his nose back in the mix for the race lead. He wants this win today too. Bledsoe looking for his 3rd win this season in the 18. He drives the inside. Temple's going to push the 28 of Roberson down the front of the straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Into 1. Here comes Temple's going to thread the needle, put his nose in the middle. 3 wide. He's a little cat in the fiddle. He's in the middle. It's the 17 of Philip Temples. Roberson now on the outside, fighting for the race lead. Billy Stanley is sitting duck at the moment, nowhere to go. Watching this rolling roadblock of a race happen in front of him. Philip Temples with the race lead, and I don't know if anybody can stop him. He's looking to go back to back to back again. He picked up 3 before he first lost to Anthony Bledsoe. Caught in an accident. A little bit of luck, better than good. Tip of the green in the air, 2 laps to go as they roll through 1 and 2. Temple's with the race lead. Roberson's now having to hold off Bledsoe for second. Successful off of 2. Down the back straightaway has help. Suddeth is battling right now for the 3rd spot, hanging on. Here comes the Ada Stanley to the bottom. Company for Roberson. Here comes Temples and Roberson. Roberson with the race lead. Across the stripe. White flag is out. The white silk is in the air. Anything goes. It's Katie bar the doors. It's time for business. The front door is wide open. It's time to make the moolah. Contact a little bit. Nope, able to keep it clean between Roberson and Temples. Down the back straightaway. All hats are off. Oh, Roberson got tagged a little bit. He's loose. Drives back up, battles it back to Suddeth. Into turn 3 for the final time. Contact. Push the racetrack to 95 all the way to the wall. It's going to be, they're going to toy around with this. This win is going to go to Philip Temples. He starts back on his back-to-back run. And what a race we have had here, ladies and gentlemen. It's Philip Temples with the race win. Coming home in second is Adam Roberson. Third goes to Richard Suddeth. Fourth to Billy Stanley. Fifth, Anthony Bledsoe. Sixth, James Napier. Seventh is David Cox. And eighth to Greg Myers. How they did not crash, I have no idea. We're going to play this back. That last stretch off of 4 was a wild one. Down the back straightaway. We're going to play this back real quick. That was a wild, wild race down the back straightaway. We got the chopper camera. I want to watch this from above. The amount of contact in this was unreal. I mean, Robin's racing, but that was wild. And that right there could have been worse. It cost Bledsoe a few spots. But wow, what a race. And yes, very, very close. And we'll show those race results here. We'll go through them right now. Your full field unofficial rundown. In today's race, Philip Temples, your race winner by 155 thousandths of a second over Adam Roberson's 28 Motorcraft Ford. Richard Suddeth comes home third to 95. Running at your 4th place position is Billy Stanley in the 8 by a quarter of a second. Anthony Bledsoe comes home 5th. Running at your top 5. 6th is James Napier. 7th, David Cox. And 8th is Greg Myers. So we'll be back here after for your BladeNerd.com post-race show in just a moment. BladeNerd.com. 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 Why BladeNerd.com? We host affordable, reliable, and personable hosting for any venture, be it web hosting and design, game servers, private virtual, or dedicated server rentals. Interested in our services or have an idea that needs technical work? Chat with the team members of BladeNerd.com, and we'll make sure that we are your one-stop shop for all your web hosting needs. What are you waiting for? Get on over to BladeNerd.com and get your affordable, reliable, personal hosting services today. BladeNerd.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds. Alrighty, back here live. We'll talk with our top 3 drivers here. I'm going to put the names up. We'll talk with Adam Roberson, or Richard Suddeth first. Let's see if we can get him down here. Well, it moved me down there. Okay. Wow, okay. I got moved by incidentals there. Congratulations, Richard, on a great 3rd place finish at 95. What a race coming to the line. I tell you what, the adrenaline was definitely running as you brought that victory sim number 95 across the start-finish line there to end this race. You guys were having one well of a battle that last lap. And I believe Richard might have had to go tinkle. We had a welfare check on the 95. Man, I'll give fun there. Yeah, we'll come back to him. We'll skip ahead here. We'll get Adam Roberson down here in the 28. Adam, congratulations on a runner-up finishing that number 28 car at Haviland Ford. Ran great today. Had the race lead for multiple laps and just come up one spot shy there. One heck of a battle, and I think the highlight of the race was the last lap battle you guys had coming to the checker flag.
Yeah, I kind of showed my hand about a lap early. But I mean, I still had a chance. But when I had to run down the block sudden, I was just a hair late, and when he bumped me, it threw me down. So I got a bad angled entry of 3. But I still come out in second, so can't complain. Better than getting wrecked by everybody every week.
Well, you was looking for your first win of the season, and unfortunately, your poker face showed through just a little too soon.
Yeah, I had to take the run. If I didn't take the run, that would have stalled me right behind Phillip, and everybody's way too close together to not take your runs when you can. So it was just one lap early, I guess, when I got it. But it's good racing. Lee and Phillip leaned on each other all night, so I think the 2 best cars finished 1-2. So that's all that matters on that, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much a really great race all the way through. You guys had, like I said, you guys leaned on each other. These cars kind of gave you guys a little bit more leniency as far as rubbing and racing goes tonight, and it's great to see you guys be able to do that. And it goes a long way between you and Phillip as far as the caliber of drivers that you guys are to come out here and be able to lean on each other and be able to keep these cars straight the way that you guys do.
Yeah, these cars you can't really do so much front to back. But you can lean on each other a little bit, especially when you. Honestly, I used him to keep from spinning a couple times going into the corner, so I was loose in. But it all worked out. Like I said, it's a good finish tonight. Drug a new car out after last week's fiasco. But yeah, we're getting there. I think next week will be a different story. It's back to a driver's racetrack.
I think you'll see how that plays out going to off the Gateway for next week. So yeah,
I'm probably the only one who's ran the setup there, so at least I know what it does.
you might be right. So we'll see how things play out.
I made the setup. I don't know if anyone's practiced it yet or not, but I've ran it, so I know. I don't know about in the long run, but I made sure that it didn't kill the chip and we could make the car go straight. So that's the only thing I really checked on that one. So it may be a crapshoot on that, but yeah, we got some good races coming up here. I'm actually looking more forward to Nashville Super Speedway. I've run really good there, so and maybe end the season strong, get back to third in points. Be kind of asking a lot to get back up to the lead after the fiasco of the season we got now. So hopefully next season if we go to the ARCA car, it'll be a lot better because all the testing I've done with it, it's a lot better driving car than this one is for these top tracks.
Thank you. We'll definitely see how this plays out for you, and hopefully the rest of the season continues to go your way. As I know the beginning of it was a little rough, but things are looking a little better as we roll through it.
Well, the only thing you look at, every race I could have had the speed to win. So I mean, even though I had bad luck, I mean the speed's been there the whole time. So, like I said, hopefully here in the next few weeks we can keep it turned around and get back up where we should be.
Thank you. So far, keeping it on the up and up, and we'll see how the next few weeks play out. Anybody like to help you pick up a runner-up finisher tonight at the Michigan National Speedway?
5-star beverages. For sponsoring the league butt kicker for coming back on also this season. All the fans out there, I really hope you enjoyed that one. If you didn't, we're going to figure out what kind of races you enjoy because that was exciting there. Dan, that we even thought it was exciting, and usually we don't think it's exciting in the seat. So, and hopefully we'll see y'all next week Gateway.
I guess they didn't find that exciting. We'll have to go watch some button busting somewhere, and maybe they'll enjoy that.
yeah, I hope so.
All right, Adam, congratulations on the runner-up finish tonight, buddy, and hopefully more to come in the future.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll try this again. Round 2 was sudden death. Congratulations to our third place finisher tonight. Richard, tell us about that run. Very crazy finish tonight.
Oh man, I didn't have my mic on when you called me up first time, but yeah, I broke a little sweat tonight.
Richard's due for a shower.
Yeah.
Oh.
A monthly shower.
Oh yeah. I don't
had a good run coming down the back stretch. Me and Anthony were beating and banging off each other and had a good run. Adam had to block me, so I believe I could have got Phil if it wasn't for that. But hey, I finished in the top 3. I'll take that.
Heck yeah, great run for you tonight, Sudden. Not not often we get to speak with you here on the broadcast up in the booth, and I try to pull you occasionally anyway, just to squeeze in everybody. We had short field tonight, so I figured, well, we'll just wait till the end. But man, a great run,
Yeah.
a fantastic run for the I tell that everybody in the top 5. I mean, you guys are throw a blanket over you to the finish line. Great last 6 laps, and then come down to that shootout. What a race, man! It's fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I said I ain't letting up tonight. I'm going for it. So that's what I did, and turned out pretty good.
Heck yeah, Richard. Congratulations, man, on that finish. Anybody like to thank help you pick up a podium here tonight, Michigan International Speedway?
Yeah, Victor Sim Experience, Performance Distributors, 5-Star Beverages, and Butt Kicker. They've been really good to us, and you broadcasting our races. We appreciate it.
And you left out all the hot moms out there. Just
Yeah,
no, that's
all the Elvis fans.
all the Elvis fans. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
we had a kid in the mini wedge class at Elkins that he was getting pretty popular. He won a couple of races, and all of a sudden he's up there doing his interviews, and he just gets to thanks to all these spots. She's like, I want to thank all the hot moms out there for supporting me along the way. Yeah, 13, 14
ain't
year old
nothing
kids.
wrong
It
with
was
that.
awesome. You know, it's funny as all get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
All right.
heck yeah, brother. Hey, man, good run tonight, and hopefully it continues to click on for you, man. It's good to see that car up front.
Yeah, we're at Gateway next week, so we'll see how that goes.
From what I've heard, Adam
I
Robertson's
think
your
we run
man.
at Gateway next week, so
Yeah, you are. That's where we're at.
yeah.
So,
All right, y'all have a good week. Appreciate everybody watching.
do be careful going home.
All right.
Richard Sellers picking up the 3rd spot. We'll talk with your race winner, Philip Temples, in the 17th. Philip, congratulations on picking up the race win. A great run and having to hold off a hard charging pack of pups there at the end of this one, and they were coming in a pack after you. They were definitely hounding on you for sure.
There's a bunch of wolves back here, man.
They definitely didn't go unnoticed, that's for sure.
No, that was a heck of a race, man. That was fun to be a part of. I hope it was a great show for anybody who's watching. That was fun.
Oh yeah, it
That
was
was
fun.
a
It was
lot
fun.
of fun.
It was great to call. You know, the racing's that tight. There's always something going on. It's not the long drawn out 15 car field, everybody in a straight line, because they know if they move, they're gonna get turned.
Yeah, man, that was probably that was some of the most nerve-wracking last few laps that I've been in. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, really
They
great.
done yeah, there was a bunch of drivers in there, man, done a great job tonight.
Yeah, I mean, lean on drivers the way that they were tonight, and I know there was some bumpers used, but they weren't too overly abused, so to speak.
Yeah, that first run when uh, Adam and I got together, he just got loose underneath me, and that man, you ain't nothing you can do about that. It was
Nope, that's just air.
yeah, nobody's fault. That's racing.
Yep, air and cold tires.
Well, that was warm tires. We had been on a long run. That thing it
Oh
was
yeah, that got warm
super
then.
free.
Yeah, yeah, it got warm then. It was the first few times you could see it looked like the car just wanted to break loose.
Yeah, him and I couldn't tell you how many times I seen contact come up on my screen. Contact. We were just leaning on each other. It was a ball.
Like yeah, you lean on each other. 8 tires better than 4, especially here at Michigan on these cars.
That's right. And that last going into one on the white flag lap, we were 3 wide going into one. I mean, you don't know who's going to win it. Then it was a ball.
Thank you. Congratulations on the race win. Anybody like to thank help you pick up tonight's race win in the number 17 Meineke, the Chevrolet.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Billy and Sudden and Adam for putting this league on, and the family for putting up with me doing this, and as always, Rich Blake for painting such a bad hot rod. Man, this thing was bad fast.
So she always looks good out there for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, working on that. There we go. Yeah, that was a fantastic performance. Great race. Great run there as I was snipping a victory lane photo here as I started all 3 of you parked there before it goes away. But man, yeah, great run. looking forward to seeing what comes of this. Is click up another one there. That's number 5.
That's number
on the season.
5.
Yeah, that's number 5 on the season. So
My goal is 8.
well, in order to get 8, you can squeak out one or 2. You know, everything's
Yep.
looking up, brother.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. I'll let you go celebrate and enjoy the rest of your evening, and hopefully we'll chat with you again soon.
All right, bud. Thank you.
All right, Philip Temple's picking up win number 5 on the season here at the Michigan International Speedway. And so you guys caught me clipping out the photo here for the Discord. The driver's great run here tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. I want to thank all the sponsors. I want to thank Richard Sudduth for picking us to be here, as we're a dime a dozen announcer, and glad to be back here. Glad that everybody enjoys us being here, and we can fulfill everything. We want to thank him so much, and all you viewers for tuning in, and I should say fan supporters of all the drivers that participate, as well as the drivers that tune in while we're racing to kind of maybe look for a little advantage. If your phone's out of your cockpit, you might get in trouble, and NASCAR don't like that. I want to thank Butt Kicker for putting up the prize at the end of the season, as well as 5-Star Beverages for sponsoring us as well. Also want to thank Davis Unified Ignitions, Performance Distributors, High Performance Racing Ignition Systems. And, well, let me not do that. We'll thank our sponsors on the way out, as we just thanked all of them at once. By Calamity, Diana and Beth, good night. I hope you all had fun and enjoyed the show once again. And I did see another name in here, I think, that wasn't usual. Kayla, thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. And Barry, a longtime friend and sim racing friend there as well. I want to thank you for tuning in, checking us out here. If you're still out there, but thank everybody for hanging out. Good night. We'll see you next time on Hardy Sports TV. Hardy Sports TV would like to thank all of its supporters. Insurance Centers Incorporated, Genmar Services in Reedsville, West Virginia, Slick Products USA, Jeff Scott and the gang at the Florida Entertainment Group at FEGPC.net, BladeNerd.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds, Jeff Brown at iRacing and iFlag, Brayton Dillinger at Throttle Smashers Performance in Dawson, Pennsylvania, Renegade Race Fuels, Premier Racing Setups, TrackCams22.com for asphalt oval and all course style cameras, SimRatMarket.com for dirt oval cameras, Thanks for watching this broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on Hardy Sports TV.